Far out, guys. I'm having the worst luck today. So I just woke up and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna watch a movie. So I pulled out my laptop to watch something, and what do you know? My laptop is frozen. And then I had another idea. I was like, shit, I've got a TV. I'll just watch some Netflix on my TV. And what do you know? That's frozen too. Having the worst luck today, guys. The absolute worst luck. I'm literally decked out in the full Adidas gear. Like, look at that, the 3 stripes from head to toe. The Adidas gear is on. You know when the Adidas gear is on, you know what that means? Work is getting done today, boys. Work is getting done. What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be buffing the Evo, so I'm going to show you guys how to buff. So all I have pretty much left for this car to buff is just the 2 front guards and the bonnet. So I've already previously buffed the doors, the roof, the rear quarters, the boot, like all that kind of stuff. So all I have left is just the front end, and I'm not going to do the bumpers because the bumpers are already good enough. I didn't really get that much dust on them, and I didn't get any runs or anything, so they're all sweet. So yeah, I'm going to take you through the process of wet sanding the guards, or like or whichever panel you're really doing. I'll show you how to wet sand, buff, like cut and buff, and then polish to get rid of all the swirls. And then we're not going to be applying any wax or anything because the paint is too fresh. So after that, we're just gonna give the whole car a wash, get rid of all the dust from all the compound that comes out of the car, and yeah, then we should be done. Alright guys, so if you guys are interested in learning how to buff your car, stick around because I'm going to show you guys all the steps I do, like take you through the whole process. I'm going to show you guys how I do it, all that kind of stuff. So let's get straight into it. So first thing you'd want to do is probably take off the wheels because you don't want to get all the dust all over the wheels from when you sand it. You can either take the headlights off or tape it off. Doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to tape it off with masking tape. And then you just want to wipe down the panel just with a wet cloth just to get rid of all the dust, because when you start sanding, you don't want to sand the dust into the car. You don't want to rub the dust against the panel. So wipe it off so you start off with a clean panel. Alright, so when I do start wet sanding, I always wet sand with warm water, and I do put a little bit of soap in there. So the reason I use warm water is just because like my hands are going to get cold. The reason I use the soap with the water is because it acts like a lubricant, so it like slides a bit easier and it stops the sandpaper from clogging up. I don't know if it's a proven fact, but I heard that it helps, and ever since I heard it helps, I've always done it. And I mean, I don't really know if it works, but I'm gonna continue to do it just in case if it does help sandpaper from clogging up. So that's just one little tip for you guys. Alright guys, so I just found all the stuff that I need. So I'll take you through the checklist to see all the materials and stuff that I'm using. So first of all, you need AirPods or you need earphones because this shit's loud as fuck. Like the buff, it's really loud and annoying. Unless you want to just put in like ear muffs or something, but why not play a bit of music? It like helps you like relax and makes it a bit easier to work. So a few more things you need is obviously you need your buff. So I've just got like this is just a cheap buff. You know, I got it for I think $100. Yeah, it's nothing special. Got the little Milwaukee hand buff. So that little buff there is good for like stuff like this. Like so it's a little small pad, so it's not going to burn the edges of here and there. So it's good for that kind of stuff. It's also just good for like in here and stuff, just like all the edges and all that kind of stuff. So we've also got a bit of tape just to mask off the edges where you don't want to buff and where you don't want to sand. So I've got my polishes. So I've got my compounds. So I've got Ferracla G3. I've got the 3M Fast Cut. And then I've also got the 3M Machine Polish. And I've got 1500 sandpaper, 2000 sandpaper, and then I've also got some 2500 sandpaper, which I cut into small pieces just to make it easier to sand. Just need a few microfiber rags just to wipe it off. Obviously a bucket of water with a block. And that should be about it. If I do end up needing a few more things, I'll show you guys what I ended up using, but that should be majority of it. But obviously the most important one's your ear protection. You can wear eye goggles if you want. Let's be honest, not everyone wears their PPE. I'm just gonna wear the ear protection. The eye protection, I don't really need it because it doesn't flick towards you, it flicks out, so it goes all over the car. So I feel like wearing eye protection is just overkill. I mean, if you're paranoid and you don't want to get shit in your eye, obviously wear, you know, like safety goggles or something, but miss me with that bullshit, bro. I'm not wearing any goggles. All right, guys, so I've already started off by taking off everything I can. So I took off that little corner piece there, taped everything off. I've wiped the whole panel. So I've wiped the guard and the bonnet down with a wet rag. I took off the side indicator, the wheels obviously off, and it's a bit easier if the car's off the floor. You don't want to bend down and buff, you're gonna hurt your back. So not to flex or anything, but I got mine on the hoist. I'm sure you can just jack it up, put on stands. Yeah, or obviously taped off the lights. You can take the lights off if you want. I'm not really that fast. Like, I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to burn through the tape or anything. So I mean, you can do it however you want, really. So just going to start wet sanding it with 1500. So what you want to do is you just want to stay away from the edges like there. So obviously if you get too close to it, you're going to burn through and it's going to go back to bare metal. So just try stay, you know, 5-10 mil away from there. Just, yeah, I mean, it's basic common sense. You don't want to sand the edges because obviously you're just going to go straight through the paint, and then that means you're just going to have to paint the whole panel again. So obviously no one wants to do that. So yeah, just stay away from the edges. Just go nice and easy. Don't press too hard. You don't want to dig the paint out. You just want to skim over the top. I'll show you guys a little bit before. So obviously if you can see that reflection there, that's all the dust in the paint. So that's obviously why I'm buffing it. Also the orange peel as well. So after we're done, it'll look something like that. No orange peel, no dust, no swirls. Just looks flat. There you go, you can compare it there. Alright, I don't know if I've already said this, but I'm going to start off with 1500 wet sandpaper. Just get your rag, just wet the panel all over. It's optional if you want to wet sand with a block, you don't have to. I prefer not to use a block around curves and stuff because it digs into the corners and you have a chance of going through the clear coat. So it's optional, you don't have to, but you can. Alright guys, so I just finished up wet sanding this panel. So got rid of all the dust. As you can see, there's no reflection, so it's all scuffed back. Compare it to the bonnet, so compare that to that. That's like a matte finish, that's a gloss finish. You can't see any dust, it's all flat. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel all the tape off and then we're gonna start buffing it. So it's all prepped up, ready to buff. So we started off with 1500 and then we went to 2000 and then I finished it off with 2500 wet sandpaper. I went all the way around the whole panel. So yeah, I'll show you guys how to set up your buff machine, all that kind of stuff. Alright guys, so I got my buff here. So I've just got like a hard foam pad on this one, and the compound I'm going to use is this Ferricolo G3 premium compound. This stuff's pretty watery, so it does fly around everywhere, so it does get a little bit messy, but I've been using this stuff for a while now and it's probably one of my favorite compounds to use. So I definitely recommend using the Ferricolo G3. So to start off, just shake it up. So just put a little bit on. So first you want to prime the pad, so put it all around the pad and then just wipe around with your finger. That just makes sure that there's compound all over the pad, so the pad might be rubbing against the paint and it's not going to burn through. So put a few little dabs where you're going to buff. So what you want to do is you want to start off really slowly, so please start off at about like 600. So on this it has levels. So 1 is 600, 2 is 900 and 3 is 1500. I don't go anything more than 3 to 3.5, so I never go to 4 because that's a little bit too fast, but I start off at 1 and then I slowly go to 2, and then I finish off at about 3 to 3,500. So just go slow. Just rub it all around the panel. As you can see, it's already going everywhere. It just went all over the floor and shit. Obviously, don't wear clothes that you don't want to ruin. I mean, these are my work clothes, so I don't really care. And you're not trying to buff the whole panel at one time. You just do sections. So just do from here to about there, and then after you do that, then do from there to there. You know what I mean? So like, just don't try to do the whole thing at once, because the aim is you want to try to get the panel hot, so you want to heat it up, and that's what polishes it. So if you're trying to buff, if you start here and you're ending down the bottom there, by the time you go back to there, that panel's not going to be warm, so it's not even going to be doing anything. So just work in sections. So after you rub it in a little bit, speed it up slowly. Alright, so a few things to remember when you are buffing. Don't move too fast, just go slowly, so just move gradually like that. You don't want to go, you know, start swinging it like that. It's not going to really do anything. Also, I know it's going to be hard for panels that curve, but try to keep the buff as flat as you can. So try not to like dig it in like that, so keep it as flat as you can. Obviously if the panel curves, you sort of have to move with the curve, so you sort of have to like angle it a little bit, but try your best to always keep it as flat as possible, because that's when it cuts the best. And also you're not going to start digging into it, and it's not going to start going away and stuff. So don't expect it to be completely glossy after you do one pass. It's probably going to take you, I don't know, like 5 minutes to go from here to there. Just go back and forth probably, you know, 5 times, go up and down, go back across again, and then you'll start to see it glossy. But even after you get it glossy, you also need to go over with a polish. So this is just a cutting compound, and then you go over with a polish compound. So there's 2 stages to this. So it takes a lot longer than you'd normally expect to just polish a car. This is a cutting and polishing, so there's 2 steps to it. Alright guys, so once you go around the whole panel with the big buff, just get the mini buff and just go around all the edges. So I didn't go with the big buff all around here and stuff, because it's going to hit the headlight and all that kind of stuff. So let's go with the little buff. Yeah, just get all the edges, all the corners, all the bits you couldn't get with the big buff. And then I'll show you how glossy it comes out. Hopefully it looks good. Sorry about the mess. That's how much shit you need. Alright, so I got my rag. How's that? No orange peel. Comes out flat as. So if you put a light to it, you'll probably still see a few swirls, because we haven't polished it yet, we've only just cut. So let me get my torch. It actually doesn't look too bad, so I just put a torch to it, and there's not that many swirls, but I'm still going to go over the whole panel with a swirl remover. So I'm going to be using this. So I've used this before, it works really good. It's quite expensive. I think it was like 120 bucks for this bottle, I can't remember, but I mean, good things aren't necessarily cheap, but I want it to come out perfect, so obviously going to use that. Yeah, so you got to change the pad now, so we're not using a harsh pad, like a hard one. We're using like a softer pad, so I'll go get the pad and I'll show you guys. Alright guys, so I just found the pad. So it's just like an orange foam pad. I'm actually pretty sure it's called orange foam pad. 6 inch, and and it's flat. So that's what it is. This stuff's really good. I haven't used it with I haven't used this pad with the 3M polish before, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Hopefully it works alright. I'm pretty sure I used it with Morph, I think it's called. This one here. This is really good as well. This is a polishing one. Actually, fuck it, I might just use this Morph, because I know you get good results with it, so might just use that, eh? Yeah, I'll probably just end up using this because I like it. It smells nice as well, so. I'm gonna buff the bonnet first before I start polishing, so I'll buff the bonnet and I'll get back to you guys about the polishing. Alright guys, I lied, I'm not gonna buff the bonnet just yet. I'm gonna buff it a little bit later. Yeah, can't be fucked doing right now, so I'm just gonna show you how to do the swirl remover. So I've got a little foam pad for the mini buff. So just rip this off, put that to the side, get this one, there you go. Alright, so just give this a shake. Like I said guys, using the Morph. I've used this before on the DC2. Looked really nice. So you only have to put a little bit in, so I only put like a tiniest bit in. So before you start, just wipe over the panel again, just so you don't rub any dust in. It's probably been about an hour since I buffed it. I had a bit of a lunch break and shit, so it's been about an hour since I buffed it. So any dust that lands on it, if you just start buffing it straight away without wiping it, you're just rubbing the dust in, so you're just making it worse for yourself. So just always wipe over it just before you start buffing. Alright, so pretty much same as before. Bit of dust. Just work it in slowly. Get the panel hot. Don't have to press down too hard or anything. Alright, so we just wiped over that with the swirl remover, the polisher, and already I can tell a massive difference. So it looks a lot more glossy, so it like really enhances the gloss, and it gets rid of the finer scratches that you can not really see unless you put a light to it. But obviously I've got good lighting in the garage, so I can see like pretty well if there's finer scratches and stuff. But look at that. It honestly looks unreal. Like, I wish you guys could see it in person, because it literally looks so different. So I'll get my phone light. There you go guys. How's that? Literally looks like so flat. Like if you focus on the reflections like of the garage roller door and even the light up there, like look how straight that light is. Just looks too good. So this is actually how I did the whole DC2. So we actually sanded the whole DC2 down. We cut and buffed it, and then we did the swirl remover, like the polish, the Integra. Literally looks like a mirror. Like there's no orange peel, there's no dust. It literally looks perfect. Like if you look into it, you can see every single reflection and it's just straight. I'm hoping to make the Evo just as good as the DC2. I don't have the help of Benny this time, so Benny did help me with the DC2. I'm doing the Evo by myself this time, so it's taking me a lot longer, and he's a bit more experienced than me, so he can get it absolutely perfect. I can get it close to perfect, but not absolutely perfect. But yeah, that's how you cut and buff and polish a car. I'm not gonna show you guys doing the whole car, because I've already done like 80% of the car anyways. Whatever I did on this guard, that's pretty much what you do throughout the whole car. There's no difference on whatever panel there is. It's sort of the same throughout the whole car. So I don't want to bore you guys and make this video, you know, going for an hour when you guys can just learn off one panel anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you guys just like the cars in general. I'm trying to pump out a bit more content. It's sort of hard at the moment because of coronavirus. We can't really go out and do much at the moment. So I'm sort of just stuck in the garage. I'm trying to find things to do, and I'm trying to find a way to entertain you guys as well. So bear with me guys, I'm trying to do my best here, but sort of limited at the moment. So yeah, thank you guys heaps for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, one more thing before I go guys. Quick shout out to Mum for the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse band-aids. I fell off a motorbike. I'm gonna post a video soon. Yeah, I fell off my bike. But yeah, shout out to Mum. Came through with the Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Oh, it doesn't focus. There you go. Cheers Mum, you're a fucking OG mate.